Temu has taken the e-commerce market by storm, with Apple revealing that it was the most downloaded iPhone app in the US in 2023. Temu strives to challenge the reigning king of e-commerce, Amazon. And there are three important factors to consider when assessing Temu's rise and Amazon's ability to fight back. The first one is the power of the algorithms, which are fueled by vast amounts of valuable data. The algorithms are trained to produce the most relevant recommendations using various forms of user engagement data, such as what they click on, what type of product features users hover over to make their buying decisions, as well as analyze shoppers' price sensitivity. All this data is then fed into the algorithms for the system to decide which products to recommend next, aiming to encourage users to spend more time and money on their apps. And so, understanding each company's data advantage is one of the key factors for judging who will be the ultimate winner in the e-commerce rivalry. Temu's parent company PDD Holdings has its roots in China, where it runs the popular e-commerce app Pinduoduo. Data privacy laws in China were rather lax before the data security law, and the Personal Information Protection Law came into effect in the second half of 2021. And it is these lax data privacy laws that had enabled Chinese tech companies like Pinduoduo to freely collect all sorts of personal data on its users and use this data to build powerful algorithms that can get to know the users extremely well, to continuously make the right recommendations and keep shoppers hooked onto its platform. And now, PDD Holdings is leveraging this powerful algorithm through the American version of its e-commerce app, Temu. Temu has been attracting as many users as possible through ultra-low prices for its products and encouraging them to spend on as many items as possible to enable Temu to collect more and more data on American consumers. But Temu is going beyond users' shopping activity data to facilitate targeted product recommendations. There have been allegations made that Temu uses malware to collect user data from other apps on the devices, such as banking and credit card information. So Temu's rapid growth rate could be constrained by intensifying scrutiny on the app's data collection practices from US regulators. In fact, while Temu is allegedly leaning towards dubious spyware software to collect user data, Amazon already has access to various sources of consumer data simply by virtue of the numerous different products and services it has to offer. So other than the data collected on users' shopping histories, spending patterns, and behavior on the e-commerce app itself, Amazon is also able to collect other consumer data, such as the type of entertainment each user watches on Prime Video, users' grocery shopping habits online, as well as in physical stores like Whole Foods, especially where biometrics are used to profile customers, or Amazon Go, where mobile devices are used to track consumers, and camera sensors are used to analyze shopping behaviors. And of course, there is the user engagement data from its suite of Alexa-powered home devices, which are deeply familiar with users' daily routines.
Track your shopping habits, to track your movements, to track even where things are placed in your home, what's going on outside your front door. They can create this incredibly complex, detailed data profile that they can then use to kind of expand and grow their own business, and through that process to push out competitors that simply could never surveil you with that degree of sophistication.
According to Amazon, quote, customers have connected more than 400 million smart home devices to Alexa. Although it is worth noting that consumers and lawmakers have raised data privacy concerns relating to these smart home devices, as well as the biometric data used in its physical stores. Nonetheless, the variety and volume of user data that Amazon is able to collect from across its platform can enable the e-commerce giant to build powerful recommendation algorithms that would be difficult to replicate for rising competitors like Temu, although this ultimately depends on how savvily Amazon actually uses these rich sources of data for the growth of its e-commerce business, as well as how permissive data privacy laws are to allow Amazon to optimally capitalize on this data. The second factor is the rise of the real-time retail business model. Before we assess Amazon's competitive advantages amid the changing industry dynamics, It is crucial to understand the rise of Chinese e-commerce company, Shein, which embodies the evolution towards the on-demand business model. It starts with the company collecting and analyzing data relating to which styles are trending and how consumer preferences are shifting. Based on how long they hover over particular specifications of a product and what shoppers end up clicking on. And Shein's designers then use this data to introduce new styles and products for consumers. But the most critical element from Shein's business model is how it optimally uses the data from its e-commerce app and web store to closely coordinate with its suppliers so that those manufacturers can plan their own operations depending on what type of products and designs are gaining popularity. So unlike traditional Western retailers that order their manufacturers to produce certain product designs in large batches of tens or hundreds of thousands to bring production costs lower through economies of scale, Shein, on the other hand, has successfully built tight relationships with numerous small manufacturers in China, such that it can order them to produce specific products in small batches of around 100 to 200 units that can be produced within 3 to 5 days, and then arrange for more production of the specific products that are trending among shoppers. This model allows for faster design innovation. According to consulting firm Oliver Wyman, nearly 4,000 new women's clothes are launched every day on the Shein app, and it also improves profitability by lowering the cost of inventory, reducing the amount of unsold inventory they hold in their warehouses, with a report from the Boston Consulting Group finding that Shein's unsold inventory rate is less than 2%. And now Temu is adopting the same approach in not just fashion and clothing, but across various categories of consumer goods in order to be able to engage in fierce price competition with Amazon. In fact, Temu is seeking to use the same agile suppliers as Shein for faster production. However, Shein is allegedly blocking Temu from using the same suppliers, and Temu is suing Shein in U.S. court in an effort to gain access to those agile manufacturers. Although if it wins the legal right to use Shein's suppliers, they would also be opening the door for other e-commerce companies like Amazon to use those manufacturers. Amazon already runs a massive portfolio of private label brands. While analyzing trends in consumer preferences and popular styles on its e-commerce platform to anticipate the evolution in consumer demand, and proactively introduce new product designs for brands like Amazon Essentials and Amazon Basics. And if Amazon were to decide to use the same Chinese manufacturers to stay competitive amid the shift towards real-time retail, it would undermine the competitive edge these Chinese e-commerce companies currently have over its Western rivals. In addition, while Temu and Shein are currently heavily dependent on third-party logistics providers for the fulfillment of their orders and offer slower delivery times, Amazon has a much more well-established global fulfillment network, particularly in the US, enabling the e-commerce giant to deliver products much faster and more cost-effectively than Temu. So while the Chinese e-commerce rivals are ahead in speed of manufacturing, Amazon is ahead in speed of delivery. So Temu faces a challenging task of competing against Amazon's extensive fulfillment capabilities. According to Capital One Research, Amazon's delivery fleet includes 40,000 semi-trucks, 30,000 vans, and over 110 aircrafts for global transportation. And Amazon has revealed that it operates over 100 fulfillment centers in the US alone, to be as close as possible to its customers. In fact, Amazon uses an AI-powered system called Supply Chain Optimization Technologies, and revealed that it, quote, helps forecast demand for more than 400 million products each day, using deep learning and massive data sets to decide which products to stock in which quantities at which Amazon facility, while coordinating inventory shipments from millions of sellers worldwide. While Chinese rivals like Temu and Shein could also leverage the power of AI to forecast demand and optimize product storage in their own warehouses, Amazon has access to a lot more consumer data from a range of different sources, given the company's ventures beyond e-commerce, which could help it anticipate demand for products better than Temu. For example, as mentioned earlier, the Alexa-powered smart home devices tend to be deeply familiar with users' daily routines and decision-making processes. In fact, certain Amazon smart home devices are also able to map the inside of the users' homes, as well as knowing how many people live in each home. This data can feed into the Amazon's AI systems to store the right type and volume of products in fulfillment centers near people's homes in order to be able to facilitate faster and cheaper shipping for customers. These are all competitive advantages that will be difficult for Temu to catch up to. The third factor is the evolution of the shopping experience. Temu has designed its app to be enviably addictive, essentially gamifying the shopping experience, while combining it with various social engagement features, encouraging users to invite their friends and family to buy items together in bulk. Although features like Wheels of Fortune and short time limits to make purchase decisions induces more impulsive forms of shopping, which can lead to a lot of wasteful spending. Such addictive shopping features that encourage shoppers to continue spending could also raise issues with regulators that want to protect consumers' financial and mental health. Consider the fact that U.S. regulators have already been investigating TikTok and other social media apps for making their apps too addictive. And so it would be unsurprising if Temu faced similar scrutiny going forward. In addition, the low quality and short durability of certain products sold also undermine Temu's ability to build long-term loyalty among U.S. consumers. On the other hand, while the quality of products sold on Amazon can vary depending on the seller, the company has successfully built a loyal customer base over the years, with the Amazon Prime membership boasting over 168 million subscribers globally. Nonetheless, the threat posed by the greater user engagement on the Temu app should not be underestimated, as it highlights the need for Amazon to update the user experience on its own website and app, which has barely changed over the past decade. And this isn't the first time that Amazon needs to counter rising competitors, for instance, to better compete against the rise of Instagram and TikTok feeds, where consumers are increasingly discovering shopping content. Amazon had introduced the Inspire shopping feed around a year ago, which mimics the feeds of popular social media apps, where influencers and users can post images, videos, and reviews of Amazon products. But the introduction of Inspire hasn't necessarily dented the success of these competitors' apps, given that TikTok and Instagram remain two of the most downloaded apps on Apple's App Store in the US in 2023, while Amazon's shopping app didn't even make it to the top 10. Although that being said, Amazon still has various strengths of its own it could leverage to uplift the shopping experience. Perhaps its biggest strength is that it offers a diverse range of digital services beyond e-commerce, including Prime Music, gaming, and of course, Prime Video, which is increasingly streaming sports content as well. Amazon has plenty of opportunities to blend these offerings with the shopping experience to drive greater engagement on the Amazon platform. For instance, key rival Walmart recently released a show series through YouTube, TikTok, and Roku, and includes shoppable content whereby viewers can click on specific items they like from a scene and add it to their Walmart shopping cart, combining entertainment with interactive commercial engagement features. But Amazon could potentially do it even better by producing shoppable movies and shows for Prime Video, enabling viewers to discover Amazon products in a more creative and entertaining context, and allow the tech giant to collect even more data about consumers' preferences. The point is, Amazon has plenty of opportunities to enhance the experience that consumers have on its platform and stay competitive against rising e-commerce apps like Temu. Although it still remains to be seen how Amazon will elevate the shopping experience on its multi-service platform. Overall, Temu fights an uphill battle to catch up against Amazon. Check out more videos on the opportunity and subscribe for more insights.